if you're going to succeed with email marketing or any type of content marketing in general, you have to develop a unique voice. See, the mistake a lot of beginners make is they come online and they try to be a Me Too parrot. They try to get along with everybody, be the nice guy. See, I made that mistake when I was first starting out also. Don't want to cause any trouble, don't want to make any waves, just want to be the good helper over here, a good teacher over here to the side. But you don't grab attention that way. The way that you grab attention is, again, to develop that unique voice. And one of the really best techniques to get started with it is to look for the myths and lies in your industry. What is everybody saying in the market, or what are the majority of people in your market saying that's wrong? What is it that they're saying that gets you angry because they're saying it, and it's hurting people in the market because they're all saying this? That's what you want to start going after and start writing about. You want to start writing about those issues, because that's when people will pay attention to you. That's when you'll stand out from everyone else. You see, today is not a lack of content in your market. I pretty much don't care what type of market you're in. There's an overwhelming amount of content available in the market. There's email lists, there's blogs, there's social media. There's all types of media that people could be watching, listening to, or reading about your subject. So why should they read yours? Why should they read your emails? Why should they hang on every word that you're sending out? It's going to be because your voice is different from everybody else. It's contrarian to what they're hearing in the market. So what you need to start looking for is look for that passion inside you. What can you write about that's really getting you angry in the market? And be angry about it. Write about that subject. For me, when I was starting out, in the first couple of years, I tried to be really nice, and not cause waves and not cause problems, just give my nice content, be the teacher over here in the corner. And that did okay. Especially, because when I started, way back in 1996, there wasn't a whole lot of competition. So it worked back then. Today, that's a recipe for failure immediately, because you have to have something that's different today, because there's so much content, because there's that overwhelm that everybody's experienced. So you have to stand out and you have to have a unique voice pretty much from the very beginning. So how did I start developing out of that? I started looking at the lies that were being told by others. What myths were people believing? And so I started talking about things about like, if you're going to succeed online, you're going to have to work at it. It's not just going to fall on you. Nobody's just going to hand you a done-for-you business all ready to go with nothing that you have to add to it. It's just all done for you. Here's your business. Go out there and make money. Because what I was hearing back then, there was all kinds of people doing those kinds of pitches. Hey, give us $1,000. Here's your done-for-you business. You'll make a ton of money. Go on your way with this business. And I started telling people about that lie, that wasn't, that wasn't true. Anything you do online is going to require you to put in a lot of effort, especially getting started. See, if you hear people talking about the internet lifestyle, and I talk about it a lot also, many times we're talking about the fact that once you have it started, once you have the momentum, you can cut back on the hours, you can cut back on the time invested, but it takes time to get that momentum moving. Such as if you were getting a train started, it takes a lot of power, it takes a lot of energy getting that train started. But once it has the momentum, it's much easier to keep it running. And so I started talking about things like that in my newsletters and my emails. And I started confronting the lies being told out there, saying just how easy it was. The reality is the internet business is pretty simple, but it's not easy. It takes a lot of time and effort to get it started and get it moving. And it takes, you thinking again, how are you going to be unique? How are you going to separate yourself? And I started talking like this, and people started getting angry. I remember one of the emails I sent out, I was talking about this subject, and I think, in the first couple of paragraphs I had said work multiple times on purpose because I wanted to pull this out. And I had, more than a dozen people complaining about me talking about this subject. I had a lot of people unsubscribe from the email. I think that email had something like 55 unsubscribes from it. And I'm totally fine with that. See, a lot of people, they get upset when they have unsubscribes coming in. The way I think about it is you're disqualifying people who shouldn't be your customer anyway. They weren't ready to be my customer. And so it's good to disqualify them early. And see, so that's the mistake. Oh, another mistake a lot of people make is, they're sending out emails, there's nobody unsubscribing, hey, our open rates are good, everything's good. Well, if they're not mine, it's not good. And unsubscribes don't matter if it's not your customers and buyers. So unsubscribes can be a good thing if you're eliminating people who shouldn't be buying from you anyway. If you're disqualifying and eliminating the people who would have refunded your product, who wouldn't have gotten results out of the products and services that you sell, those are a good thing. So look back and look at the myths in the industry. Here's a good question to start with. So here's a good question to go write an email about today or write a content piece about. What beliefs would disqualify someone from being a good customer or client of yours? What beliefs would disqualify someone from being a good customer or client of yours? Go write an email about that right now, about what beliefs would disqualify someone from being a good customer of yours. That's the first question. Another question that you can ask yourself to write an email about to help you find your unique voice is ask yourself, what's the biggest lie in my industry today? What's the biggest lie in my industry today? Okay, and the next one, I'm going to give you one more. So this is the third question to ask yourself is, what is it that makes me most angry about the current state of my market or niche? What is it that makes me most angry about the current state of my market or niche? That's another good idea for an email that you can write to help develop your unique voice. So again, we can see all of these, you're going to end up coming with them with some content. You're going to give people great information, but you're also going to be connecting in with your voice and sharing who you are, and you're going to be separating yourself out from the majority of the competition in your market. So these are great ways to get started with writing some of your emails.